Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that it is time for breakfast stream. Woo! Good morning, everybody. How are you doing out there in internet land?
Internet lands.
I've been watching the chat even a little bit before we went live, so it's been interesting to see. We had quite a few people say that this is their first breakfast stream, so they're just now joining us for their first one. Welcome. We are glad that you're here. This isn't like a thing of potato chips. You can't just reach over and take my cereal. I mean, unless you want to, I guess that's fine. Oh man, so we're gonna be a little tired this morning.
A little
bit. We stayed up a little bit late last night. As you're probably aware, Hurricane Florence went through very recently. We
were directly under it. Well, not us.
Well, we left, but here was,
yeah.
We dealt with this situation of Hurricane Florence hitting our way by heading to Atlanta and staying with Emile for several days. And when we came back, the house was in disarray.
Yeah.
Basically. So yesterday, we put the office back together. Well,
half of the office back together.
We started to put the office back together. And,
I mean, we lifted stuff up. Like, there was stuff on the couch here. There was stuff on the island, the table. We put some of our IKEA tables, like, in different rooms and just put stuff on top of them.
Yeah.
So, there was a lot to do still.
And, fortunately, everything was not damaged. We were okay. The house was okay. But I told Mal, I said, since we have already started, since we've already destroyed the office, let's completely tear it down, move everything out, and clean this thing. Because we moved in 2 years ago here, and we, when you have, like, computer equipment and stuff, like, you can clean a little bit, but, like, you don't...
unless you turn it off and disassemble everything.
Yeah, like, you don't clean your desk, and because you don't want to move your monitor, it just kind of... It gets a little gross, so we pulled everything out and did, like, a deep clean last night, and it was also an opportunity for me to rewire everything and, kind of decide how I wanted it to actually be. Because there was equipment on my desk I wasn't even using, because we've been here for 2 years, so my setup has changed. When we first moved in here, I was using a Hackintosh. I had spare hard drives on my desk that I wasn't even using, along with cables that weren't connected to anything. So
that big monster HDMI cable.
I have an HDMI cable. No,
it's like a snake.
Honest to God, it's like that thick, and it's like 10 feet long, and it's from a long time ago, and I haven't needed it or used it basically since we moved in. And yeah, I basically removed a lot of my setup, and it's great. It feels very streamlined and wonderful. The problem is, it took us forever, so we might be a little tired today.
Yeah. So, like, there's no damage to the house, really. Like, there's some shingles gone. One of the front fancy lights on each side of the garage door, whatever those are, like the house lights outside, was tilted sideways and filled with water. So I just tilted it back and dumped water everywhere because you couldn't see the water. We had some water under the back of the door. Like, it was just like a small little puddle. The mat that I have under that door was soaking wet. And we're pretty sure that was just the wind pushing it up under. I don't know. There's a lot of branches down in our yard, and they're not like big ones. They're all like maybe this thick for like the wood part. Mm-hmm. Like there's nothing really big down. There's 2 trees in our back that are leaning pretty heavily. So.
I am eating good old sorrel today. Reason being, before we left, you guys probably know from watching the vlogs, we could not decide whether we were going to stay or leave, and we had to buy food as if we were going to stay. So I bought cereal. I like to eat cereal dry most of the time, and
Like chips.
Like chips, cinnamon chips. They're delicious. So I kept them in the cabinet, but now that we're back, because we did evacuate, I'm like, okay, well, I should probably eat up this cereal. So I got some milk, and I'm actually having cereal today, which is the first change for breakfast stream.
I'm still eating Publix yogurt.
But I'm enjoying cereal, because I had been enjoying toast, like, basically every stream.
And, like, when the power goes out, because our power went out, and we lost everything in the fridge, and we went to Walmart yesterday to get stuff. Mm-hmm. Walmart was not stocked. Like, they had eggs, and they had milk, and that was about it.
It looked like, I mean, most of the stuff was missing in the grocery, but
yeah.
It looked like they had just got eggs.
Yeah. They were full, they had good dates.
It's like looking around, and there's nothing, and then there's a ton of eggs, and it's like, okay, they just got these eggs. But Publix was well stocked.
Mm-hmm. Well, Publix said they got shipments in that morning.
Yep.
So, Publix was real great to get fresh things.
Anyway, how are you guys doing? And I saw a few people that said they were on the West Coast. They were up early, 6 a.m., which is nice. I'm glad that you're choosing to spend your morning with us. I've seen a few people seem a little concerned that I eat cereal without milk. Do you put vodka on your potato chips? No, same thing. You know, you don't need a liquid for your solid, man. Put it in a cup, shake it into your mouth. That's great. I've done that since I was a kid. And there's some cereals that probably work a little better for it than others. But Cinnamon Crunch is good. I mean, it gets sometimes it's a little sharp, might cut you, but just be careful. It'll be fine.
I saw some people asking about other people that are on the vlog, like how they fared.
Yeah.
Roland said he was fine. Michael said he was fine. Austin and Nikki are fine. Nikki evacuated. But Austin stayed at his parents' house, which is fine. Your parents' house is fine. They had some water come in on the bathroom.
Well,
but
yeah, they had water come in one spot, and they're not really sure why. They just got a new roof, so they think that maybe there was possibly an area of the roof that needs to be double checked, or it got in some other way. But in one of their bathrooms, it wasn't flooded, but it was like water definitely came in at a rapid rate in a small area. I think from the vent.
Yeah.
The air vent that sits above the bathroom counter. Like water came in a quick fashion in that right there. So they're gonna have to get that figured out.
Lay down.
Hi, buddy.
There he goes.
Good boy. The cats did so good traveling.
Yeah, I'm so proud of them. It was rough for them.
It was. And we made it all the way there and all the way back. And we only had one tiny accident. And that was... I'm not even sure why it happened. I mean, maybe he just
couldn't hold it anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, on the way back, when we were driving, Kepler, he whined a little bit, and then we smelled cat pee, and we were like, oh no. But we stopped and we got him cleaned up, and the amount of pee that was in there was very little. Mm-hmm. And then we had his box out so he could try and go, and he didn't go again. But then he didn't have anything else the rest of the way home, so he was okay. I don't know if we hit a bump or something that scared the piss out of him or something, literally, but...
I mean, it was a 9-hour drive. So... Someone asked about Lindsay and Dan. Lindsay got home late last night, made it, her house is fine. There's a little bit of a concern of if she could get in because her key was pretty broken and she had been relying on the garage door opener, which was in the house. So, she said, I have a broken key. You guys have a spare. Did I give you one? And I was like, no, sorry. But, her broke key let her in. And she got home with Leia and is good. Mm-hmm. Dan's heading home Wednesday, he said.
Wednesday morning. And they keep closing
more and more roads by the day, so we're really hoping Dan can make it safely.
Yeah. Quick explanation, because, again, like we were talking about before, we've got a lot of people that, they don't live in the area, they're not familiar with hurricanes and things of that nature.
And we live in the low country, is what they call our area. And it's a lot of swamp. Like, Venus flytraps grow here naturally.
Yeah, natively.
Like, it's the only place in the U.S. where they grow, and they're, endangered. Like, there's a lot of swampland here. So, we have 5 rivers. And all that water drains into the rivers. Because we got 22 inches in Loris, which is just up the road where the bog off was a few years ago where we went. Mm-hmm. They got 22 measured inches of rain. And, all that water goes into these 5 rivers, which all flows into one point in Georgetown out to the ocean. So, all that water goes to one little tiny harbor. And it can't keep up, so the rivers just back up. And they're forecasting the rivers to get above what they did for Matthew. So if you saw the vlogs from Matthew 2 years ago and saw when we were driving to Loris for the bog off, the water's supposed to get worse than that.
Yeah, to push that a little bit further. Mm-hmm. When the hurricane comes, people are concerned about, the wind, right?
The rain.
But then also the water in the form of rain.
And storm surge.
Mm-hmm. So if you live close enough to the coast and you're in an evacuation zone, we talked about that last week on Breakfast Stream. That's the dangerous part. If you live in an evacuation zone, you're going to get storm surge. Could be just 3 feet, just 3 feet of water. Could be 6, 9, 12. That we've had hurricanes where it's been 15 to 20 feet of storm surge. That will put a 2-story house well underwater.
And that's the storm pushing the water up onto the dry part. So if you stand on the dry part of the beach, imagine 20 feet up being underwater.
Yeah. So that's the danger of being at the coast. And then, obviously there's a ton of rain coming down, and we got worried whenever it said it was going to stall, because that's a worry too. But after the hurricane leaves, days after, you have huge issues because, like Mal was saying, it drops the water, and, it might not have flooded your immediate area, but then what happens is it overflows the rivers, because that's got to have somewhere to go. So it's traveling down different places, and it ends up flooding roads. So we could be safe here, but our issue when we were in Atlanta is that we had to get home when we did. And it's a good thing we got home when we did, because the roads that we took were actively flooding when we were coming home. We came home Sunday night.
Yeah.
We
left Sunday morning.
It took us it actually took us closer to 10 hours.
Yeah.
It took us almost 10 hours to get home. And anyone who can do, the math between Atlanta and Myrtle Beach,
it's 5.5 normally.
Yeah. That is not a 10-hour drive. So the fact that it took 10 hours is wild. And we didn't even run into a whole lot of traffic. Mm-hmm. So that wasn't even related to a lot of traffic. But we had to take certain ways to get home. And then, like Mel said, by the time we got to Georgetown, which is about an hour or so
halfway
south,
between us and Charleston.
By the time we got there, that was bad.
Yeah.
When we were going through Georgetown, the police were starting to block the roads, and they had brought the cones out to start blocking the roads off. So we were like some of the last people through before they blocked off certain roads.
And Georgetown is where all those rivers go.
Yeah.
So Georgetown's not going to get any better anytime soon.
So like we're getting up into parts of the road, and we've got the walkie-talkies. So I'm like trying to guide my parents behind us, like how to drive and like what side of the road. So I was like, okay, left. So you're having to like move because there's just so much water on the road. And water is extremely deceiving because it may not look like it's that big, or that deep, but if you drive into it, it can take control of your car because it has all of your tires, and then you're just gone. It doesn't even have to be that deep.
Yeah. And if water gets into the air intake, your car is just done. Your car is ruined.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lindsay took a different way in, the way that South Carolina DOT is actually routing people, and all she said was roads were okay, I got home. So I don't know if there was water there or not, but they're actively working to put barriers up to keep at least one way here open, because there is no other way into the beach that's not flooded already.
Yeah.
So we're hoping Dan is okay to get home. The rivers are supposed to crest on Friday. They're not even done flooding yet.
Woo!
Yeah. And my cousin lives in Wilmington, North Carolina. He evacuated to Wilmington, Delaware.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, when are you going to try and go home? He goes, Wilmington is an island. There is, bless you.
Thank you.
There is literally no way into Wilmington. And I've seen pictures of the roads, and it looks like the waterway or a river. They're completely underwater for miles.
Sorry. I'm always scared to sneeze when I'm holding a cup of coffee. And I sneezed the first time because I drank a little bit of it, so I was safe. But I wasn't going to risk it again, so I put it down. Anyway.
Someone says good old Ed Piotrowski is talking about the air intake problem.
Yeah.
I feel like Ed should not have to pay for his dinner or drinks around town for the next 2 years. He was phenomenal the whole time.
He's
not being an alarmist, telling you what he truly thought. Sagan!
You want to join the family?
Come here.
Come here, buddy.
You're a good cat.
Anyway, we won't be talking about the hurricane forever.
Yeah.
Which is fortunate because,
It's been a while and we're tired of it ourselves.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, people want to know that we're safe, people want to know, what happened, and obviously we want to tell them. It's just one of those things, like, I'm very much looking forward to that not being the topic of our lives and of Breakfast Stream anymore. So things will start calming down a little bit around here. And I know people want to see vlogs. Obviously, we've been busy. Vlogs will probably start coming out tomorrow. I wouldn't expect any today, maybe, but tomorrow I'd say certainly for sure. On that subject, while I'm thinking about it, today's episode of Super Mario 3D World will be late. It'll be out today, but it'll be later tonight. And then after that, the rest of this week for Stephen Play should be pretty smooth sailing, I would say.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So let's use this opportunity, since we still have a little bit of time in the stream. Let's use this opportunity to change the subject to something unrelated to hurricanes. And the way I'm going to do this, and the way I've kind of envisioned doing this for Breakfast Stream, is I'd really like to just open it up to the chat. I'd like the chat to say something that they'd like us to kind of start a discussion of with everyone. And we'll look at what you guys say, and we'll pick something, and then we'll all just kind of discuss it as a group. And we'll see where it goes from there. Someone said Spyro remake. I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah.
That sounds great. It also makes sense because they just did the
I don't know.
Crash Bandicoot. That's what I'm going to say. I consider Crash Bandicoot and Spyro very similar games. They're not by the same company, but it's like same era, And those companies, I think, are pretty similar. Okay, overwhelming majority of people want us to talk a little bit about the Nintendo Direct. Okay? We watched it. We did not do a live reaction video like I normally do. I didn't have my equipment for it. I was so exhausted the day it happened. I had been napping, and I slept through my alarm. Mal woke me up like a minute before it went off because we were with Emile. He was super excited to watch the Nintendo Direct, and what I ended up doing is I kind of waited until the end, and then we talk a little bit about it on the vlog. So there's not a live response thing, but there is. We still discuss it, and Emile was involved in that as well. I mean, Luigi's Mansion 3 is exciting. I'd start there. I really like the Luigi's Mansion series. I got the first one when it came out for the launch of the GameCube, and it's just a phenomenal game. And I remember being enraptured by that game and thinking it looked amazing. Times have changed, but I was just super, super excited. And then, what else was there?
The Katamari remake.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few fun surprises. The Switch has been getting a lot of third-party love, which, for one, good. For two, finally, a Nintendo console actually getting some third-party support. So Katamari looks good because the thing, it's weird, right? But Katamari is probably 2004, 6. I don't know. 4.
Because it was out when I was a senior in high school, and that was 2006.
But we're approaching 15 years.
Yeah.
Probably. So think about that, because for someone like me, I when I first saw that part of the Direct, my brain's like, Katamari just came out. It's that game's not that old, but it's actually astoundingly old. 15 years. Astoundingly old. 15 years is a long time because, someone said 2004. 2004. So about 15 years. See, that's the thing, though. If you were a toddler when it came out, you didn't play it, and now it's been 15 years. Someone's going into college, and they've never played it, so this is their opportunity to play what is seriously one of the most unique games ever made, and good games, and easily one of the best soundtracks ever.
Yeah.
Katamari Damacy. So yeah, I'm glad that stuff like that's getting re-released. And then, of course, everyone in the chat's going crazy about Animal Crossing. Of course.
Yeah, but we're excited about that, too.
Yeah, I'm excited about Animal Crossing, but Animal Crossing is not a surprise, if that makes any sense. We
expected it for E3, and it didn't happen, and now we're like, okay, well, of course it's going to be this one, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Nintendo console that doesn't have an Animal Crossing game, so of course it's going to have an Animal Crossing game. It's actually it's better suited for the Switch than ever before.
Yeah. Because
it's a portable
because they had been hybrid. Going back between GameCube, DS, Wii, 3DS, so it's good with the Switch because it's portable and it's the home system, so.
Yeah. Yeah, Zeronium said, it's a confirmation of an inevitable title. Exactly. And it's not that you can't be excited for those things. I mean, we knew that there was going to be Elder Scrolls 6, and when Bethesda showed that 6-second trailer, people still lost their minds for a week, So we know that it's going to happen. If these series print money, they're going to print more money. They're not going to sit around and be like, maybe not print money this time.
Maybe
so they're
not.
They're going to do it. It's just a matter of, when exactly they're going to do it.
What was the Xenoblade that came out?
Torna.
Yeah.
Torna, which is a DLC, but also being released as a physical game prequel to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And the only reason I know all that is because I just spent the weekend with Emile, and he informed me.
He stayed up to download it.
Yeah, because it came out while we were there, and he stayed up to download it, and he was playing it a lot, while we were in the car and stuff. He brought it with him and got a few hours in. I haven't played it. He likes it.
Yeah.
He's really enjoyed it.
It was just fun to see him excited about it.
Yeah.
He really likes it.
Yeah, he's a big fan of Xenoblade Chronicles. Other things from the direct. I'm looking forward to Yoshi's Crafted World.
Yeah.
It looks like it hasn't changed a whole lot.
It's really pretty.
Well, I was gonna say, in like the last few years, it looks like it hasn't changed a whole lot. Just in the sense of they've shown footage of it from like a few E3s ago or whatever, and it doesn't look all that different. I have high hopes. They've just been way quiet on it, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it's not like awful or something. But we'll see. What else happened in the direct? I mean, they announced.
Tell us, we forgot.
Well, they announced Isabelle.
Yeah.
That was like a 50-50 surprise to me. Like,
yeah.
Obviously Isabelle is the most popular Animal Crossing character. So she had that going for her. Mm-hmm. But to actually see her in the game, that was a little surprising. I was like, really? You know, we're gonna get her. Okay, sure. But
there's not enough sugar in this coffee.
Good.
I cut it back too.
Good, I'm proud of you.
I've been working on that. Steven wants me to drink it black like he does.
We gotta work towards it. Because then it's all the fun of coffee and none of the negative.
When we've been getting coffee this
effects.
weekend, you've been getting like a black cold brew and the baristas are like, really? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, no.
Yeah, there was I'm gonna go ahead and, because we're getting close to the end here, I'm gonna go ahead and run the Patreon ticker. And also praise Game Show for not being OBS and working. It's nice to have a program that actually functions. Thank you everyone for for being a patron. All the names that are scrolling now are our Patreon producers, so thank you so much. If you want to learn more, I believe Armaj just threw a Patreon link into the chat. It's patreon.com/StephenGeorge or /Melmakes. So thank you to everyone scrolling by now. On the subject, what were you saying a second ago? I was going to talk about what you were saying.
I don't remember.
Are you serious? I don't remember what you were saying, but I had something to add to it. I just had to make sure I did my thing.
Coffee. You got cold brew black, and the barista's like...
I was going to tell a story about that, because when we stopped at one of the places, we stopped at Dunkin' Donuts the morning we went to the Georgia Aquarium, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was. The
vlog will be amazing. I'm super excited about the stuff I shot.
I've been to the Shed in Chicago, but this blew that out of the water.
Yeah. Anyway, the morning of, we went to Dunkin' Donuts and went inside and got some stuff, and
I got a sweet mug. I'm really excited about this mug.
I'm never gonna get to tell my story. There was a mug in there that was really oddly shaped. I'm sure you'll see it on Breakfast Stream at some point in the future.
Once it's clean.
But Mal fell in love with it, and the guy running the register was the manager, and the manager talked Mal into getting it.
He was like, "If you buy it, I'll give you your coffee for free." And I was like, "Okay." It was only gonna be a couple dollars.
Anyway, so she wanted it, so she got it, and whenever I went up to order, I said, I'll just have a medium hot coffee, black, and the guy said, no cream, no sugar, and I said, no, just black. And my mother was behind me, and I stepped out of the way to let her go, and whenever she stepped up, he goes, you need to watch this one. He orders his coffee black, and I'm like, that's not that unusual.
But it's cold brew.
There was a hot coffee that morning.
It was?
It was a hot coffee. So, it's not that unusual. People drink black coffee, I think, for the most part. I have to click this button, put this back. Get on down there, chat. Get on down there. But yeah, the aquarium was great.
Yeah.
The aquarium was great. I really am looking for. I wish I had a clip, queued up or something. I could
look at my Instagram. There was a picture.
Was it Instagram.com/Malmakes or
probably.
Mal underscore? I think
no,
it's just Malmakes.
I don't have the only place I have the underscore is Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few pictures there, but I'm gonna try and get the vlogs out as soon as possible. Obviously, there's been a lot going on, and there's still a few more things we got to take care of. But I'm really looking forward to those videos coming out. Holy crap! I was surprised at some of the stuff I was able to get with just the little pocket camera. It was like, and I was showing people. I was showing like you and Emile and my parents. Like I would shoot something and I'd be like, oh man, I'd have to like go replay it. I'd be like, look how that turned out. Look at that. Came out really good. Anyway, that's it. That's it. We've hit the half-hour mark. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I look forward to Thursday, for one, because it's more breakfast stream and I've really enjoyed doing this. Number two, because we'll finally be working our way out of this hurricane discussion and into normalcy again. So that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, me too.
So hopefully that'll happen. All right, folks, you have a wonderful day. As a reminder, Cat World will be a little bit late tonight, but otherwise everything should be relatively on time. Maybe there will be a vlog today. We'll find out. I'm not sure. And I will see all of you on Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern for more Breakfast Stream.